Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up.
We have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need,
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences
on the Shamba Shape Up Safari. Tony!
Caro!
There you are. I brought you some porridge.
Thank you. Wow.
Nice.
Delicious.
Very good. What are you doing?
You know, sometimes, Caro, in the Shamba is good to relax, and try to find some lunch.
Tony, you realize that this is just a water pan. There is no way you'll get any fish whatsoever. Not unless you want frogs.
Well.
Welcome to Shamba Shape Up.
This week, we are in Yakanja in Nyeri County to meet some young farmers.
My name is Martin Wangondu. I am a weights and measures officer in the county government of Nyeri and also a farmer.
My name is Grace Ndegwa, a primary school teacher and also a farmer.
I've been farming since 2018. I started with one cow. I bought another heifer. Then I moved also to poultry.
The cash crop that we have is coffee. We also have other food crops like beans and maize.
Martin and Grace. Yes. How are you?
We are very fine.
Yes.
We are finally here.
Yes. Okay, how is farming here, Martin?
It's fine, it's quite fine, though there are few challenges here and there.
Kindly tell us about them.
In coffee, we have the coffee berry disease, where we do not get the production as expected. Yes.
The cows have a low production, and being on heat at times is very difficult, and we are not able to notice when.
All right.
Yes.
And are you having any difficulties with climate change?
For the last few years, like 3 years ago, we faced drought. Yes.
Do you have chicken, Martin?
Yes, we do.
Any challenges with that?
In terms of eggs production, because we keep kienyeji, meaning for eggs production.
All right.
Okay. Well, so fear not, Shamba Shape Up is here, and who have we come with, Caro?
We've come with experts. Experts are going to make sure you're fully shaped up by the time we are leaving.
Right. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. All right.
See you. When buying chicks, it is very important to buy them from a reputable company. You need to find out what kind of services they offer after buying the chicks.
At first, I had 70 chicken. Then, when the cost of feeds went up and there were no laying eggs, I decided to decrease the number, and then I abandoned the house.
To get Martin and Grace back into realizing their dream of chicken farming, we have called in Rispa Wangari from Kenchik to do a quick check of the structure and advise what best to do.
I've seen the poultry house. It is deserted, and we'll see what to do with the house and the renovation. What one requires to do is to visit our nearest Poultry Center, where you'll get more information all about our breeds at Kenchik, and then you'll be able to learn about the breeds, how to rear them, and also the productivity of each, and also make your order from there.
Wow. You'll take us there?
Yes.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you. I would like to get back into poultry business and do it better, much better than I was doing it.
We leave Kamau to do what he does best as we take Martin and Grace to the Poultry Center to learn about it and place their order. How are you ladies? You okay?
Yes. Welcome to Nyeri Poultry Center.
Thank you.
Here we make orders for all the day-old chicks a farmer may require. And then we also advise a farmer on each of the breed, how to rear it, the productivity of the breed. For the breeds, we have the broilers for meat. We also have the layers for eggs, and also we have the improved Kenyeji, that is Kenbro. It's a dual-purpose bird, both for eggs and for meat.
What are the advantages of getting your chicks from the poultry center?
Now, from the poultry center, the farmer is sure and certain that the chicks are from Kenchik and also an F1 breed. And then we also have a training to new farmers who want to begin doing the poultry business. We also have the equipment, the supplements, the vitamins, and also the vaccines. When you come to our poultry center, we'll give you a vaccination schedule on how to immunize the birds and the type of vaccine that you'll need. And then we also have a feeding guide on how to feed the birds stage by stage up to maturity.
When you collect your chicks from the poultry center, they arrive already vaccinated against Merex, Newcastle, infectious bronchitis, and Gumboro. The poultry center will give you the vaccine schedule for the follow-up vaccines. Any question?
Yes, I may ask, how can a farmer order?
Yes, just come, pay 30% deposit, and then we process you an order.
So, Martin, Grace, I'm sure you have your breed of choice. Kindly tell us which breed you want.
I need improved Kenyeji chicks
Yes, the Kenbro.
because of the dual purpose. I can sell them for meat and also I can obtain eggs from them.
Let's make our order.
Now, the lady here will print us the order.
Okay.
Yes.
How many chicks did you want?
100.
100.
So 30% of the deposit will be okay.
What about the balance?
The 70% on collection, the farmer will clear.
What about deliveries? Do you do?
We advise farmers to collect from the poultry centers so that they can also be able to have all the accompaniments that they need for the birds. And for huge stocks, we plan with the farmer the different regions.
Remember, collect your chicks from your poultry center. And if you're buying a large flock, they can organize delivery. Aha. So Martin and Grace, your transaction done. So now you're proud owners of how many chicks? 100.
100.
All right, nice. I can see the nice ladies here receiving calls. So if you face any challenge, you can call them, or even you can call them to make orders. Is that possible?
Yes, you can call the poultry centers and make your order and also make further inquiries about the breeds.
All right. To get a poultry center near you, call Shamba on the number 0711 082 606. With that done and the order placed, we went back to the farm and waited for the order.
Kamau and his team is hard at work getting the housing ready. Spraying is necessary in our shambas, but sometimes we don't know what to spray, when to spray it, or even don't have time to spray. Oh, if only we had an expert to help us out.
Spraying of the coffee, we were doing it ourselves. When I'm not available, I would hire someone from the village.
Whenever we hire a person from the village, the person will spray, and after some time, what we expected, it's never met, because if, for example, if the disease of the berries, that the CBD, it's not treated well. So the berries continue falling down, and they don't ripen.
Spraying can be challenging for many farmers, but AAK Grow has found a solution. And so we have invited Velma Wekesa to tell us more about it.
There are so many challenges that farmers go through. First is in pest identification and disease identification. In the beginning, when the symptoms were starting to show, he did not realize that this was coffee berry disease attacking his crop. The second challenge most farmers face is a mode of application. How do you spray the chemical on the target pest or the target disease? You'll find that some pests are found underneath the leaf. So there is a technique of how the farmer has to apply that spray. Another challenge that farmers face is the application rates. And normally from the agrovet, they just go and ask, I have coffee berry disease, what do you recommend? The agrovet dealer recommends something, And then most agrovets, they usually write for the farmer on top of the bottle the rates. Most rates are per 20 liters of the knapsack or 15 liters of the knapsack. So you find that most farmers have the 15, 16 liter knapsack. When it comes to calculating from 20 liters to 15 liters, it's a really big challenge. And that's when we have the issues of underdosing or overdosing. Another challenge is counterfeit products. Counterfeit products are found all over, even in an agrovet. And that is why, as AAK Grow, we advocate for farmers to buy their chemicals from an accredited agro dealer.
So what is the solution to all this?
This is why we came up with the spray service provider program, whereby we recruit young men aged between 18 all the way to 60 years, as long as they are in good health, within an area of locality, train them on the aspects of spraying technique, pest and disease identification, knapsack calibrations, and also how to identify counterfeit products from original products. So when they are equipped with this knowledge, they help now the farmer at hand to avoid all these challenges.
I heard you talk about you training young men.
Yeah.
How about the women?
Well, we discourage women from applying pesticides or chemicals, because of their reproductive system is more susceptible to the effects of these chemicals. Yes, that is why we discourage women from applying chemicals in the Shamba.
Okay.
Yes.
Velma, do you train individual farmers or even a group of farmers?
So normally we organize trainings for a group of farmers, between 30 to 50 farmers in an area, where we set up camp for a week or so, do the training, provide certificates and a special identity card.
What do you think of it, Martin?
That's a very good program. Because for me, if I'm working, I have a personnel working in my farm and I can trust him, because in most cases, the people that we get around to come and do the spraying and other services in the farm, most of them, they don't have that knowledge, but they are not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'll just accept.
You just accept and do a shoddy job.
Hiring a professional will be much better because what we expect will be met.
Martin and Grace can now enjoy the services of a provider who will come in full protective gear and do not have to worry about doing the spraying themselves. The spray service provider will advise when it's safe to go back to the farm. For more information on where you can get a spray service provider for your area, contact Shamba on 0711 082 606. Kamau! Wow. Kamau, I step out for 5 minutes and you're done. While Martin gets his Shamba sprayed, Kamau is hard at work shaping up the chicken shed. He has already fixed the shed and is now laying the lining on the wooden floor before adding wood shavings. While he finishes, let's catch up with Shamba Shape Up weather news.
Welcome to the Shamba Shape Up weather and farming news for Kenya. We have been experiencing really high levels of rains across the country these last weeks. In the coming week, this will continue across most of Kenya. The north, upper and lower eastern counties will see high amounts of rainfall across the week. Marsabit, Isiolo, Mandera and Wajir expect moderate total rains of up to 50 millimeters. Meru, Tharaka and Machakos will get extremely high rainfall reaching 300 millimeters. And to wrap it up here, Kitui, Makueni and Kajiado will also see high levels of rains of up to 75 millimeters across the week. Coastal counties will get extremely high amount of rainfall reaching 300 millimeters in the week. This includes Lamu, parts of Tana River, Kilifi, Mombasa and Kwale. Taita Taveta will see moderate rain of up to 50 millimeters across the week. Central Kenya will also get extremely high rainfall reaching 300 millimeters across the week. This covers the counties of Nyandarua, Nyeri, Embu, Murang'a, Kirinyaga, as well as Nairobi and Kiambu. Laikipia will be the only exception here, with moderate rain of up to 50 millimeters. North, Central and South Rift Valley as well expects extremely heavy rainfall of up to 300 millimeters across the week. This cuts across West Pokot, Trans Nzoia, Marakwet, Baringo, Nandi, Kericho, Nakuru to Narok. Turkana and Samburu, however, will see moderate rain reaching up to 50 millimeters across the week. The Western and Nyanza regions will also have extremely heavy rainfall reaching 300 millimeters in the week. This includes Bungoma, Kakamega, Vihiga, Nyamira and Kisii. Busia, Siaya, Homa Bay, Migori and Kisumu will have high levels of rains of up to 75 millimeters across the week. Farmer, make sure your livestock housing cannot be flooded. Surround the housing with sandbags or raised housing where possible to stop them from being flooded. Deworm your livestock now if you have not done so in the last 3 months, as the rain provides a breeding ground for worms. Use dewormers like Nielsen Plus or Nielsen Super for cows. This is also a critical time to trap water off your roofs and store for use when it gets dry. Plant vegetables like sukuma wiki and spinach in your kitchen garden to make good use of the rainwater collected. For a detailed weather forecast for your area and more tips, get in touch with Shamba. Call 0711 082 606. I am Brenda. See you next week on the Shamba Shape Up Farming News for Kenya.
Coming up after the break, we learn how to turn our dairy production into something profitable. And climate change is here, and with it comes disease. How do we handle this?
Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up. In this part, we visit an amazing farm to learn more about making our dairy farms profitable. But first, we learn how to keep our livestock healthy, even while the climate changes.
Climate change has affected us. We had drought and it was very hectic for us, especially now that we have the animals. The cost of feeds was so expensive.
When you try to get feeds for the animals, like the hay, they come with the ticks. And this ended up causing some of these new diseases that we have never encountered before. Yes, like the ECF.
In order to understand how to best manage our cows with the challenges of climate change, we have called in James Akoko, an expert from Ilri, to teach us more.
Climate change is a big problem, so there's irregular patterns of rainfalls. You might end up with heavy rains that leads to floods. And there are times when you don't get rainfalls and you end up with prolonged period of droughts.
When there is excess rains, there is increased milk in the market, hence leading to drop in the prices. Also, during the dry seasons or that time we have drought, there is increased disease charge like that of ECF, such that when you buy hay, you get that disease in your farm.
This is because at times when you bring in hay from other areas where you probably have high tick infestation, then you're bringing new species of ticks into your compound. And that is what is causing East Coast fever that he's saying, because it's caused by a tick that it's mostly, the population of this tick is more common in areas that are slightly hotter and maybe not in the highlands like in Nyeri where his farm is situated. The other impact of climate change is the reduction of milk production, especially during the very dry times and the very cold times. It's because heat affects the animals. So we call it heat stress. So when the heat is too high, the animal focuses more in maintaining the body temperatures. So it ends up feeding less, and when it feeds less, its impact on the production. So you have a kind of reduced amount of milk that you can get from your animal. And something else that happens is that heat stress can also suppress the immune system of that animal. So if the animal had some infection that is been able to manage, and because of that heat stress, you might end up seeing more diseases in animals, and at times even more death associated with that heat stress. And when it's very, very cold also, the same thing happens. The animal focuses on trying to kind of generate heat to be able to maintain an optimum kind of temperature And that kind of stress sometimes might lead to a reduction in intake of water. That again is reflected in the production.
Remember, when the weather is too hot, milk production goes down as the cow feeds less to keep cool. When the weather is cold, the cow will reduce water intake and use its energy to generate heat, leading to reduced milk production.
There are times when it's very dry, animals move to areas that still have some pasture. So when they move, then they move along with some of the parasites that are feeding on them, like ticks. They might move along with some flies, and that results into introduction of new diseases into some of the areas that still have some feeds. For example, you always see outbreaks or cases of lumpy skin disease when some animals that come from other areas pass around here. It's because when they come, those biting flies, if they are present, they bite those animals, they suck the blood from those animals, and when they come and bite your animal, then they transmit that to your animal. And so spraying and controlling some of this is one way of trying to limit this kind of transmission. I mean, you should also vaccinate your animals. Like you can control East Coast fever by vaccinating your animal. The vaccine is available, and the good news with that vaccine is that when you vaccinate your animal, it gets a lifelong immunity. The other thing you can do is to try and keep your environment clean. If you have used containers, try to dispose them appropriately, because when they are in your compound and it's raining, they're able to trap water and become breeding grounds for insects or biting flies that might cause diseases to your animal.
Remember, spray and vaccinate your animals. Get rid of empty containers and store feed when it is available. With this, you'll ensure a constant supply of milk.
Our milk, we sell it to the local buyers, and we also have a challenge with them because at times they don't pay. There are other times they pay you half, which will not meet the intended intention for that.
Are they milking the right way with the right equipment? Can they improve their production? What goals do our farmers have for their milk production?
We intend to have another cow. Every year, 2025, we have 5 cows. We're going to increase them to be over 10. Then from there, we intend to be producing over 200 liters in a day in our farm.
Sometimes the best way to learn is by talking to someone who has already done it. With the ambition to become very good dairy farmers, I felt it would be best to take them on a farm visit and help them learn more on how dairy can be profitable. Meeting us on the other farm is Joel Mawera from Policy and Markets Options, PMO, who will teach our farmers how to make their dairy farming profitable.
Welcome to our farm. Meet our
Hello,
farmer
Tony.
here.
My name's Andrew Munga. My farm is Cairo Farm. We mostly do with dairy cows. And today, I'm going to teach you. Welcome to the farm.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Joel,
Yes.
for a farmer to be successful, especially in dairy, where do they start from?
Number one, you need to have a good breed. And a good breed is a breed that you can easily feed, and it can also give you milk.
I started by buying the big cow you can see over there. That is the cow, Nema. That is the cow I bought. I inseminated using a sect semen. When you use sect semen, you get the female that you require. Out of the many cows that you can see here, I've only bought 2 cows.
The other important thing about profitable dairy farming is about feeding. And for your cows to give you good money, you need to have a balanced diet for your cows.
Grace,
Yeah.
how much are you getting from your cow?
Around 14 to 16 to 16.
Yeah.
Yes, per day.
Yeah. This one I'm doing 25 kgs per day. Very comfortable. Like this Frisian cow of mine here, I'm feeding 10 kgs of silage. I'm feeding 6 kgs of Dusan, that is proteins. 15 kgs of super napier, 2 kgs of dairy meal, and 4 kgs of maize jam. That is the cocktail I'm giving that Frisian cow.
And you can hear from the farmer He has risen from 15 kilos, now his cow is producing 25 out of good feeding. You can also get there.
I would like to know how you get your fodder, Mr. Andre.
Of course, let's
have a walk.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We are able to be charged to find an older man can be better than us, and we are young, and he's feeding his cows in a very good way. The cows are very neat, and yet we are not feeding our cows just like him. It was quite a challenge, and that was quite good.
Andrew grows all his fodder on his farm. He has lucerne for protein, maize, super napier, bracharia, and sweet potato vines. He also makes silage, ensuring he has feed throughout the year and constant milk production. So, where can a farmer take all that milk? Nyeri Dairy buys milk from farmers. That's why we are here. How does it work?
We are aggregating milk on behalf of over 5,000 farmers. We are processing it and also marketing it for our farmers. Then, of course, you stand to get better financial returns from your milk.
How will a farmer receive the money after selling the milk?
Majority of farmers are receiving their payments through Taifa Sacco, and of course is through the cooperative societies. And also for our direct farmers, we are paying them through innovations like M-Pesa. So we are assuring you that at the end of the month, you will receive your payment.
Nyeri Dairy also provides inputs and training to its members, ensuring better production. Are you ready for one more tour?
Yes, we are.
Back to the Shamba. We have learnt a lot. I wonder how Kamau is doing. Amazing! Kamau is done. The windows are now facing north and south to avoid wind and rain. They're wide enough, and there is a footpath. The chicks are here, and the farmers get some last-minute advice from RISPA.
The technical representative will be visiting to make sure that the birds are gaining weight well and they're well vaccinated. Yes.
For the poultry, you are going to find us with more and more chicks. We are actually going to be selling that time.
Martin and Grace are well on their way to being chicken farmers. Monique! Monique!
Hi,
how are you? Hello!
Oh, there you are.
Monique is very happy to see us.
Yes.
What has impressed you the most with our visit?
We are very, very, very happy, and we thank you very much for having enabled us to learn very many things from you guys, starting from our coffee, our poultry, and also even our cows. We have learned so many new things, and we are going to implement on them. And when you are coming back again, you are going to see changes, and you are going to be using this farm as a training center for you guys.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad to hear that. A training center. That means you're going to share the knowledge that you've gotten.
Yes.
All right, we would have loved to stay here with you and do other things, but we have to go and see other farmers.
Yes.
So from here, we want to say goodbye and see you next time on
Shamba Shepherd.
Bye. Bye. Oh.
Bye.